5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are...
Hi guys, and welcome to another action figure review with me, Dan the Batman. Today, as you can see, I've got some Thunderbird and Captain Scarlet figures to review. So, these figures were made by a toy company back in the early 90s by a company called Matchbox. Matchbox have made quite a few products over the years, being toy cars and all sorts of construction toys. And these were sort of an unusual thing because whereas Matchbox makes construction, they sort of went towards, I think, the start of the 80s, they started to do like proper like action figures, like the toy soldiers, you know, little toy soldiers you can buy. They sort of went in that direction. It was only by this point that they thought, hey, why don't we make some proper action figures? And towards the early 80s, no, late 80s, early 90s, they started bringing out these figures you can see in front of you. I haven't got all of them, and hopefully if this review does well, I may review some more. I do plan to review more if this video does do well. The main toy, or the main eras of Jerry Anderson's programs, what they made in toy form were Stingray, Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds. I don't believe they did Fireball XL5 or Supercar, let me know. I'm pretty sure they didn't. I've looked on their websites and everything and all the sources I can find, and apparently they only made those ones, what I've just said. But let's start by looking at our first figure, which is and here we have Brains. Now, I have to say, I quite like this figure. They've captured the character quite well. They've got his glasses, his over-the-top blue glasses, and this, I don't know what, because I haven't seen all of the Thunderbird episodes yet, anyway, as I'm recording this review, but I don't remember him wearing this costume. I think he may wear it in one of the episodes I haven't seen, but he's not wearing his trademark blue costume, what he wears for the majority of his time being in the show. And I think they've sort of captured that look what the puppet had, like that sort of like the look saying I am a genius, which you sort of do come across he comes across in the show, but you know, I should stop talking, look at the figure. So let's have a little look at the face. The face is quite good, as I've said. He's got his trademark blue glasses. The eyes are interesting. He's sort of staring. He's staring into your eyes. Yeah, bit creepy eyes, in my opinion. I don't know what's going on with those eyes, but it doesn't matter. His mouth's good. Well, his mouth's up there, not down there. His mouth's good. The hair's been done very nicely. And if we go down to his main torso, as you can see, he's got some tools. He's got a wrench and some other tool there. I've got no idea what that tool is. The costume is different colours. This colour is a very, very, very dark, well, no, actually not dark, I'd say a lightish greyish colour, I'd say. It looks quite dark on camera. Actually, no. Yeah, I'd say that's dark, sort of a matte grey to it. This middle section, as you can see here, is a light grey, sort of a greenish colour, and these the legs are orange, and the shoes are sort of the same colour as this portion of the costume, except they're more of a light colour and they've got little white streaks there. For some reason his costume's a little, I don't know if this is a manufacturing process. As you can see, his collar's sticking up and it looks like it's been cut or something. Yes, excuse that mark on my hand. Yeah, that mark's, I don't know what's wrong with that, but yeah, it's on the other side as well. Maybe it's a manufacturing process. I don't really mind, to be honest. The articulation is sort of a bit like the old Star Wars figures Kenner released, which means that the legs can go back and forward. I don't want to move them all the way back because like with the Dot 2 figures I've released, it may cause some paint rub, which of course I don't want to do. The arms can do a full 360. No elbow articulation. The head can do a full 360 as with both of these figures here, what I'm about to review after this one. And yeah, all in all really, before I forget, this was made, as I've said, by Matchbox, and this was made in 1992. And so well, to be honest, I highly recommend this figure, because if Brains was your favourite character in Thunderbirds, then you should add him in your collection of action figures. David Whittaker provided the voice of Brains for Thunderbirds, and David Whittaker also provided the voice for the Daleks in Doctor Who, which is quite funny really, and also David Whittaker starred in an episode Doctor Who which was in the City of Death, which is an old Fourth Doctor story which I would definitely recommend. And also, before we go on to the next figure, originally when this figure was released he came with a silver suitcase. Now unfortunately I do not have that silver suitcase, because when I got these two figures here together he did not come with it, but I will put a picture in this video so you know what it looks like. So now let's look at, and now we look at my favourite figure for this video, which is the Hood. Now the Hood, in my opinion, is probably one of the best figures that Matchbox ever made for this line of Jerry Anderson style figures. So let's have a little look at this figure. Well, let's first start off with the articulation. So the articulation is pretty basic. The head can do a full 360. The arms can't really do a full 360 because his costume is getting in the way. His legs can do the same articulation, which is going back and forward. And, sorry, excuse my sniffing. And so that's it really for the articulation. No hand articulation either, same for Brains and Captain Black. So let's have a little look at the detail of the figure. Well, the detail is absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at that face sculpt. That is a guy who is annoyed and is a villain. Ha ha ha. So obviously the Hood is the main villain in Thunderbirds, and he was the main villain in the 2004 film called Thunderbirds, which has got very mixed opinions over the years, but I may say my words about that film in another video, another time. If you guys would like to know that, please let me know in the comments section below. So the face is very good. I would have liked this figure to have a light up feature, because obviously using his psychic powers, his eyes light up in the show, which was a really eerie effect. And I remember when I used to watch Thunderbirds as a kid, I used to be terrified of the Hood when he used to flash when his eyes used to flash, or they used to glow to kill people or control people. And so he's got his very bushy black eyebrows, and he's bald, as you can see, a bit like Lex Luthor, except, well, they're saying they're two villains, but whatever. If we go down to his costume, now his costume is a sort of an oriental style. I mean, it's quite gold and it's got little different colours. I can't remember where the Hood is from. I'm pretty sure that he could be, because he's got, I think he may be a Buddhist or something from like South Asia or something, because in the show you see a lot of these sort of Buddhist style statues, and I don't know if he is like a Buddhist from Asia, but let me know if you guys know. I mean, I'm pretty sure he is from Asia, but yeah, but that's for you guys to talk about down below. Let's have a look. So the costume is fantastic. You've got lots of details. Unfortunately, some of these aren't painted, but I'm not bothered by that. I don't know if this is accurate, but let me know if they are or not. And so he's got these lots of blue in and out of the costume. So he's got lots of gold here, blue sleeves, and we've got a red piece of fabric going all the way across the figure. He's got gold going down to almost down to his knees. He's got blue trousers, and he's got these oriental style shoes, which are gold, and same with, this is sort of a very dark gold, and same for the shoes as well. So All in all, really, I'm very pleased with this figure. I really do like it. And also, his hands are fixed in this pose, so you can reenact the scene if you're going to do an animation, which I am thinking of doing for fan favourites of Thunderbirds. But the scene where he controls people and he lifts up his arms and he goes, Kirano! And then Kirano falls on the floor. He goes, oh, no! And he goes, you must obey me, or something like that. I can't remember now. But you get the idea. But his hands are in this position like he's using his psychic powers. Because I remember there was a really eerie effect in the show. And it's quite chilling now where he used to click a switch or something and these curtains would go back and you see a statue of Kirano and there'd be like flames there. I think it was just a really eerie effect. And that's how he used to contact his brother, because Kirano was his brother. Even though, well, he's not his full brother, he's his half-brother. And it's a little bit explored in the film, Thunderbirds, the 2004 version. But I don't know if it's explored anywhere else, but let me know. So, all in all, guys, this is probably my favourite figure, because he's probably one of my favourite villains ever, because the hood is awesome. I mean, come on. And I always used to be a fan when he used to just go, Gerano! And his eyes used to glow and kill people. Used to be cool. And so, if you like this figure and you like brains, give us a thumbs up. And now let's look at Captain Black from Captain Scarlet. Dun, 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 dun. Let's have a look at the figure. Also, forgot to mention, the hood would have come with a sword, a small tiny sword up again, like with Brains' figure. I'll put a picture in just because he didn't come with the sword. It's like an Oriental style sword. So now let's look at the Captain Black action. And here it is, the last figure what we're going to be looking at today, which is the Captain Black figure from, again, released by Matchbox, from Captain Scarlet, dun, 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 and the Mysterons. So this figure is the only figure what I've got here which has its original accessories that were released with the figure back in 1993. So a year after these figures were released, which was in 1992. So actually, let's have a little look at the accessories. So the first accessory is this box. Now, knowing what Captain Black does in the show, I would probably imagine this is some sort of bomb or some control device. Let me know if you have got this figure and you know what it is, or you're an expert on Captain Scarlet. But it's nicely detailed. I mean, you've got lots of screws and it's a bit like, I think that's a keyboard or something. I can't really make out because it's not really colourful or anything, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, it's nice little controls for it. So, I mean, he can easily hold it, although I am a little bit worried that this hand will snap because sometimes he doesn't seem to want to hold it. Like, I can hold it, well, he can hold it like that now, but like as soon as I put him down, oh no, he doesn't, because sometimes when I've put him down and he's holding this, he drops it because he doesn't want to hold it, which I can imagine, so because it's a little bit too bulky and heavy for a figure of this size to be carrying. And the other accessory is this walkie-talkie device, or a later mobile phone from the future. I think this is a walkie-talkie. It could be the one what he uses in one of the episodes to contact. Who does he contact? I can't remember now. But I know one of them he does use a similar device to this to contact someone. It's very nicely detailed, the walkie-talkie, or mobile phone, as it could have been, or it might be. All the buttons, and you've got a little speaker there, and you've got this little aerial, and there's this little hole, or this little handle here, which Captain Black can easily hold. A little bit better than the gigantic bomb or whatever he's carrying. So overall, really, I quite like the accessories what come with Captain Black. And before we look at the detail, I just want to say this figure was bought at MCM Comic-Con when I went there back in October. with Army Man Productions, I picked up a few bits and pieces which I've still got a few more bits I would like to review, and this was one of them. This was one of the items I picked up, and as soon as I saw that in this cabinet, I was like, oh my god, Captain Black, I've got to get this figure. And when I found out that this figure was made by the same company that made these two, I'm like, oh, I should do a review on these, which I am now, and I should be getting on with rather than talking. Is about other stuff. But it's good for you guys to know sort of stuff I get up to in my free time. So if we have a little look at the face is absolutely fantastic. I mean, they've really paid attention to the detail on this face. He's got that beard, that small little beard he has. His eyes, his sort of zombie look eyes, because spoilers, Captain Black gets killed and by the Mysterons. Although it's different in the original series compared to the CGI series, which I quite like, by the way. I quite like the CGI series, because he gets killed in an explosion in the in the CGI cartoon version, whilst he gets taken over by the Mysterons and killed in the first one. But yeah, I mean, go back to the face sculpt. I really do think it just captures the character, and he's got his big black eyebrows, and he's got the Spectrum sign on there, because obviously he was a member of Spectrum, like Captain Scarlet and Captain Blue and all the others. His black cap's nice. He's got this sort of white, sort of a matte white going around in a little ring, and a little bit across the top here as well. He's got his, I can't remember what those things are called, little collar bits, which are been painted white. And they've also got, although you can't see this on camera, they've got little tiny gold balls going on where the white strip is, which is nice. Very good detail, and it's quite accurate as well to the actual costume he wore in the programme. Now, he's sort of wearing the same as what Brains is wearing, sort of like a boiler suit or something underneath the main bit of the costume. He's got this sort of a lightish grey costume, as you can see, and he's also got the Spectrum badges on each side, which is very good, or the Spectrum logos. He's got his main coat, which has got a zip, which has been very nicely detailed. You've got the buckle where it would strap him. He's got, what is that? That is I think that's a pocket of some sort. And interestingly enough, he comes with a little holster, however the gun is not removable. You do get the gun, but it would have been nice if the gun could have been removable. But, thinking about it, if you've got a small figure and you've got a gun, I mean, look at that gun. I mean, you just by looking at it, if that was removable, a child would lose that in like seconds. So I think Matchbox did a good choice by not including a gun as small as that, or tried to make it a big gun, so that or make it a bigger holster for the big gun to fit in, and also to fit his hands. But it doesn't matter. I still really like this figure. Oh, I forgot to mention, he's got his black boots, his long big black boots, and they've got the white zip on each side, which are very nice. And that is pretty much it. And obviously you've got all the copyright stuff on his bum, which is a bit unusual to put it, but whatever. So I don't think I've missed anything, have I? No, I haven't. So before you guys hear my final thoughts and opinions, I'll just go through the articulation, because unlike these two figures what I've reviewed today, the Captain Scarlet figures and the Stingray figures, unlike the Thunderbird and Stingray figures, the Captain Scarlet figures have different articulation, because I don't know why. I think it was sort of to match the look of the puppets, because obviously the puppets in the show were these, especially the Captain Scarlet figures, or the puppets, were a lot taller than the Thunderbird puppets. Because if I just bring Brains up to the screen, as you can see, he's a little bit taller than Brains, and that could be, I don't know, maybe it's to match the accuracy of how tall the puppets were in the show. But if that is the case, then good job. So, and also, I forgot to mention, the Stingray figures, I've got the exact same articulation as the Thunderbird figures. only with better hands, which I may come on to if I review those figures another time. So, let's look at the articulation. Well, the head does a full, well, actually, it doesn't seem to want to do a full 360. It can do a half turn, so we can look side to side, going, "Where is Captain Scarlet?" Or however he spoke in the show. He sort of talked like that when he was speaking. His arms can't really do a 360 because of the uniform gets in the way. He has got elbow articulation, which he can do sort of a karate chop action. He's got no articulation in the hands, but he's got both elbow articulation for both arms. His legs can go back and well, no, not back and forward, actually just back. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, they can go back and forward, or just back. Why am I saying forward? Back, and that is pretty much it. And oh no, they can. No, his legs can always. The portion of his leg below the knee can go back, or this bit of his whole leg can go back and forward. But again, just to be on the safe side, you don't want paint scratching off. So yeah, I wouldn't advise you doing that. But all in all, I really like this figure of Captain Black. Captain Black is one of my favourite characters from Captain Scarlet. So I always used to like watching Captain Scarlet as I was a kid. But anyway, let you guys hear my final thoughts and opinions on these figures. Okay, so here are my thoughts and my final opinions on these figures. Well, what can I say? They're absolutely fantastic. I mean, growing up as a small child, Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds, and of course Stingray, were my favourite shows on TV, because I remember in the early 2000s they showed them, because that was a sort of a boost in the popularity of Gerry Anderson's greatest creations ever. And being that they released like sets of like Tracy Island, and which I do have somewhere in the loft, which I would like to review at some point in the future. And sort of, I think when I first watched these like shows, I was just amazed by the special effects, and like the animation of what they did with the puppets is really good. I mean, if you haven't seen the Thunderbirds or the Captain Scarlet shows and all the other things that Gerry Anderson did, check them out. They're pretty good. So overall, I am going to give these figures a big thumbs up, because I think they're great. I mean, if you like this sort of stuff, like if you like Gerry Anderson's work, these are ideal figures for you to get. I think, let's have a little look at the figures and analyse them. I think Brains is very good. I think the likeness is quite good for him. Not keen on the costume, but what can you do? So all in all, I think I'm going to give Brains I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10. The only thing what I think they should have improved on for Brains is for him to have his more traditional costume, being the blue costume he wears, and I think the articulation could be the same. But all in all, I think I'll give him an 8. Or, do you know what, I'm going to be nice, I'll give him an 8.5. I think 8.5 is a good score for a figure like this, and it's a really good figure as well. So that's 8.5 for Brains. For the hood, I'm going to give a whopping 9 out of 10. The only thing what I would change about this figure is that he'd have better articulation, the same with Brains as well. But I think this is a lot more detailed than Brains, and a little bit more, I don't know, iconic, because this is the costume he wears in, I think, a few of his stories. I can't remember now, I haven't seen Thunderbirds in ages. But I'm pretty sure he wears this costume in a few episodes. And the face, I think, is just brilliant. It's just that stare. It's really good. It takes me back to my childhood. So I'm going to give the hood a 9 because of his detail. And, well, except for the articulation. Captain Black, I'm going to give a 10 out of 10. Now, some of you are probably thinking, that's being a bit harsh. Well, to be honest, I think the Captain Black figure is far superior because he's got better articulation. The face is a lot better. Rather than looking like a zombie, like for the Brains figure, he actually looks like a proper human being, if you will. And the face sculpt's quite good, like with the hood as well. And he comes with some very good accessories. Obviously, these two did come with some accessories, but they're a bit basic, whilst this figure came with more accessories than what the other figures what I've reviewed today came with. The only thing though, which if I was to give another review of this another time, of this figure, I would probably give it a 9.5 if I was being a bit mean, because, or a bit picky, because the hands, I'm always worried they're going to snap. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to give him a 10, because this is a brilliant figure. So, those are the reviews, or my ratings out of 10 for the 3 figures you see in front of you, and including the 2 accessories as well, which are obviously 10s, if you count them as a rating. Now, let me know in the comment section below if you would like me to review more figures and sets released by Matchbox, because I have been looking on eBay recently and they have got a few figures and that on eBay. And forgot to mention, Matchbox also made a lot of vehicles as well, including the Thunderbirds like Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2, etc. I think they made some sets for Stingray and Captain Scarlet as well. But yeah, let me know if you would like me to review some of those vehicles and action figures, because I will do, if you guys would like this sort of style of review. And it's been a fun review. I've really enjoyed reviewing these figures because, oh, not the tripod, because these figures mean a lot to me, and I think they must mean a lot to you guys out there if you're a fan of Gerry Anderson's work as a brilliant, well, not brilliant puppeteer, but, you know, brilliant puppet creations. Which, let me know in the comment section below if you remember watching these when you were little, or if you remember watching them for the first time back in the 60s, because I'd be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on these shows and on these figures as well. So thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and like. Oh, the hood's fallen down. I think he's grown tired. Sorry, hood. Yeah, feel free to like the video, comment below if you have these figures or what else you want, what you think of the video. And if you liked this review, there are countless reviews online. I've got 3 series worth of reviews for you guys to watch. And tune in a day or so, I hope, for my special 2nd anniversary review, which will be of the Lego Batman The Steamroller, which is a really, really good set, and I cannot wait to review it for you guys, because it's been a set, when it was first released, I was like, I need to get that set, and I did, and it's a very good set. But I'll talk about that when we look at the set. So feel free to hit the subscribe button as well if you like my videos, what I've been making over these last 2 years now. Cracky, 2 years. So yeah, feel free to comment, like and subscribe to my channel, guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye guys, and a big thumbs up to Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet. And now, a little word from the hood.
Kirano, what is it, brother? You need to tell the viewers to subscribe to Dan the Batman's channel. I can't. I'm too afraid. Fine, I will do it for you. If you like my videos, or Dan the Batman's videos, click the subscribe button. Otherwise, I will control your life.
Hey, okay, right, sorry. I don't mean that. Sorry, guys.
Hey, what are you doing? No, put me down.
But anyway, as I was about to say,
subscribe to his channel.
Only if you wish though, guys. I mean, I'm a bit of a villain, I know, but, you know. If you want to subscribe, feel free. You know. Oh, I've got a word from Captain Black as well. Sorry, Captain Black. See you soon, guys. I'm Captain Black. No, sorry, the hood. Yay!
This is the voice of the Mr. Uns.
You have heard the voice of the Mr. Uns. Therefore, you will subscribe to Dan the Batman's channel.
I was told to say that.
Can I do my job, please?
Sorry about that, guys. As I was about to say, subscribe to Dan the Batman's channel if you wish. And if you want to see more action figures from Matchbox, feel free to comment. Okay, why am I turning American all of a sudden? Anyway, hope to see you soon, guys. Bye. And if you see me in the background, I'm watching you. Because I'm going to turn you into a Mr. Just like they did to me. See ya.
There is a message for you.